Hey, what's happening gamers? It's K-Wing here and I'm back with another Gottgame video review. It seems like it's been forever, but rather than explain why I've been away so long, let's take a look at Battlefield Bad Company 2, a mature rated game for the PS3 and Xbox 360. The game's plot starts in World War II with a team of hardened US soldiers going behind enemy lines to rescue a weapons scientist. Then the game flashes forward to the present and picks up with the same colorful cast of characters from the last game. Like before, rather than based on real-world events, it takes the perspective that what if the Cold War from the 50s through 80s escalated till today, and another war broke out between countries instead of because of terrorism. As the story unravels, it connects both the past and the present, and has our heroes jet-setting around the world to capture a Russian Federation spy and stop this new weapon of mass destruction from wreaking havoc on the world once again. Battlefield Bad Company 2 is a first-person shooter modern warfare simulation game and is a sequel to Bad Company from 2008. The game offers a much deeper single-player campaign that will have you doing a variety of things and riding different vehicles from cars, helicopters, tanks, boats, and much more. Unlike the last game, single-player campaign is a lot more thrilling and keeps you from getting bored. Multiplayer plays a huge role in this game and offers three main modes. You have squad-based death matches and rush mode where you have to blow up enemy computers. And Conquest is kind of like the capture the flag, but it's like an all-out war between four factions. There's also a commander mode too, but I really didn't get to mess with that. New to this series is Perks, which awards the player with better weapons and unlockables. This also works for vehicles as well. What makes this game special is the team aspect of the game and playing with squads. This game really focuses on working together in order to achieve victory. Listen, you've played one FPS game, then you've played them all, honestly. Your goal is to shoot the bad guys and blow stuff up, so nothing new here. For the purpose of this video, I will be explaining the Ps3 controls. How the game introduces us to how the combat works is it plops us right into the middle of a World War II special ops mission. The first thing you learn is melee attacks, which is knife combat by the way, and it's done by tapping the R2 button when you're close to an enemy. After you take out this guy, you're given a submachine gun and you shoot with the R1 button and use the scope with the L1 button to aim. Throwing grenades is done by pressing L2, and they're also timed, so make sure you throw them as quickly as possible and you aren't in their way. Switching to your grenade launcher in the modern setting is done by using the gamepad, and then you just level buildings, enemy cover, it's very easy. Lastly, you enter vehicles by hitting the circle button, and that's it. Personally, I have no issues with the gameplay at all. It's really responsive, and I felt like I was in complete control at all times. Not to mention, demolishing buildings was a cinch to do, and kind of fun. I gotta be honest with you guys, I haven't been this excited for shooters since GoldenEye and Half-Life tourneys in college, and all these years later, I'm still not excited. Sure, Metroid Prime 3 and Red Steel 2 were a lot of fun, but not enough to reignite my passion for this genre. One thing I know reviewers are a little irked by is the fact this game still doesn't offer co-op during campaign mode. Single player is much beefier than previously, and your team's AI actually helps you out by killing enemies. Although they won't mow down every bad guy, they still leave that up to you since you're the Rambo of your squad apparently. While I'm on this, the game loses a sense of realism when your team becomes Superman and can survive being shot in the head or blown up. They just stand back up, shake it off, and continue the fight. Online play is very different than playing by yourself, and lag only has to do with poor player connections because the servers are actually very well done. So it's not like you'll be ejected from the battlefield or anything like that. Player respawning is different than the last game and puts you back at the base or with other players from your team as they're out in the field. It's not really that bad, just different. My last complaint has to do with single player. While it's a lot more fun, it's just too short. In fact, you can get through it in under 6 hours. And that's all I really had wrong with this game. One of the things that amazed me about this game is its visual presentation. The maps are breathtaking and gorgeous to look at. Most of the foregrounds bring the levels to life and pulls you into this world. At the same time, the maps are huge and offer a lot more depth, unlike in other games, meaning you can see how massively big these stages are. Like with the last game, this too offers fully destructible environments. I would be lying though if I said I didn't enjoy this tremendously. Snipers were always a pain in older games, taking shots at you from the safety of their towers or behind windows. What I love about this series is just aim with your grenade launcher and remove the guy's cover or kill him from the impact. No more Mr. Sniper. What I liked about this is it added a more realistic approach to FPS games, and it was fun to just randomly blow stuff up and take out the bad guys. We all remember that Bad Company's dialogue was a little bit overplayed and the humor sounded like it was forced. And to be quite frank, it proved my point about FPS games. It was just a snore to play. Bad Company 2 has kind of changed that, and I have to say that campaign is much beefier than before. The humor didn't feel as forced, and I was actually more at attention for the whole adventure this time around. Missions had a more cinematic approach to them, and they just didn't feel awkward like before. Each task had a point and was interesting to play, especially the vehicle sections. You all know me, I love some random tank destruction. Besides the strategy element of blowing up bases and removing enemy cover, you actually need to use the environment to take out the bad guys as well. One example that I can recall is the first time we're issued a sniper rifle and we need to take out the villains, we have to time our shots with the flashing lightning and the thunder. I thought that was really exciting and very movie-like. Music was very nice in the game, but what really impressed me was the sound effects. From the different sounds of the firearms, walking in the snow, or in the water, or having the muffled sound effect as a grenade goes off near you. Sound effects ground this game in realism, both in single player and online. Online, it's actually added even more so. Gameplay is very well done in this game, and I like that I can carry my last weapon with me in campaign and get to choose what two weapons to have on me at any drop zone. Machine guns are nice, rockets are fun, but sniper rifles make it harder for folks to hide on you. So it was my weapon of choice for the campaign mode. Online play has a lot of stuff you loved about single player, except it can be played with up to 64 players. Driving vehicles, leveling the field with explosives are all there, just like in single player, but online it's a lot more tense and heated firefights. The class system was a nice touch, having you choose either heavy or light infantry, plus during a battle the game gives you the option of changing classes by picking up a fallen soldier's equipment. All in all, Bad Company 2 is a good game, just not my thing. While single player is a great improvement, multiplayer is the sole reason for owning this game and playing with lots of people online. Just being able to destroy enemy cover during intense firefights or strategizing using a wicked amount of teamwork to survive makes this game stand out from the rest of the FPS games on the market today. Just remember to pick up a headset so you can talk with your teammates. That way, it will make the battle go much smoother. So with that in mind, Gottgame.com gives Battlefield Bad Company 2 for the PS3 and Xbox 360 a 8.5 out of 10. If you didn't catch this before, Bad Company 2 is an M-rated game and depicts modern warfare, just so you parents out there are aware of that. Well, that does it for me, gamers. This has been another Gottgame video review. As always, my catchphrase is God bless and happy gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and until we meet again, gamers.